to the show Popcorn. I have popcorn, yeah. I'm eating popcorn. Can come and join me. Now, Popcorn is the movie show on TSLNigeria TV where we talk about everything that has to do with movies, from previews to reviews. So everything, top 10 countdowns, top 10 grossing movies, movies that just came out, and everything that has to do with movies. And we all know that you could not go to the theaters without having a plate of popcorn, a can of popcorn, and I have with me my fizzy drink to go along with the popcorn. Now, we'll be talking about the top 10 grossing movies for the year so far. It's June, and so many movies has come out officially that are topping the charts. And we're going to be talking about that today. My name is Ejiro, and I am your host. Don't go anywhere. So Titanic has held the top spot for at least 2 decades for the highest selling grossing movies of all time. Now that was until Avengers Endgame, which was predicted by US box office people as saying that Avengers Endgame will actually top the chart, and so far it has actually happened. Now I'm going to be talking about the top 10 movies that are grossing, that's selling the most right now on Hollywood. Now, what we're going to talk about is the top 10. Now, what I have with me on number 10, I have Glass. Now, if you have seen Glass, you would know that this movie has actually sold so much more than we expected. It has brought so much money to the box office. Now, the amount it is actually making is over 100 million naira in the charts. Now, what we have is
it's a growing field. I specialize in those individuals who believe.
On Glass, we have over 100 million naira made, $100 million, I beg your pardon, made so far on the chart. And for worldwide, it has sold over 246 million so far. And this is just so mind-blowing because everybody actually went to watch the movie Glass. Now, on my number 9, I have none other than, drum roll, I have Dumbo. Now, Dumbo is that movie that has the flying elephant. Now, we all remember the movie, how the elephant actually saved the circus and had so many reviews. Now, this movie has brought so many people to the theaters, and we have on the charts, we have made, what this movie has made domestic gross is over $113 million so far, and in the world, it has made over $350 million so far. Now, I would say that many people took to the theaters to actually watch this movie because it's so exciting. I kind of find it funny, and I'm sure many children actually loved the movie. And on my number 8 charts, I have Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Now, I love this movie. When I particularly saw the review of this movie, it was really exciting for me because we had this cartoon character that was just so funny. I just kept talking, and that was Ryan Reynolds, who keeps talking about so much. Now, the movie is actually funny, and it has so far so good sold over $138 million, and the worldwide gross for this movie is actually $412 million so far. And you can think that also on the opening night actually made over $54 million. And funny part is its production cost actually is 150 million naira, and this movie just came out May 10th, 2019. So it to have made this amount of money by now, isn't that just awesome? Now, if you haven't watched Pokemon, please do visit your cinemas as quickly as possible. Now, on my number 7, this particular movie, when I watched it, I was so excited. I was like, wow. I kind of felt, okay, this is another superhero movie. You know, Shazam, call my name and you will receive all my powers. It's so exciting and funny. And I especially love the character. The guy Zachary Levi, he actually had so much fun, so brought so much, and he actually took the character of both a childlike 15-year-old and also took the life of a 15-year-old. Now, I love the part where they all became Shazam. I was like, whoa, this is super, super awesome. So that's it for number 8. And on number 6, we actually have, sorry, beg your pardon. We actually have Glass on the top show. So now we're going to go on a break. When we return, we'll continue. All right, we're back and I'm stronger. Now, we're going to talk about the number 6 movie that is actually topping the charts. The number 6 movie is John Wick. Now, if you love action, you love everything that has to do with action, I especially love this movie because we actually had dogs that were fighting. It was really exciting because it brought back memories of actual dogs fighting. Now, I love this movie because it brings back the star actor to mind. Now, if you had watched Matrix, you would know who I'm talking about. We're talking about none other than Keanu Reeves. Now, this movie actually is topping the charts and has made over $140 million so far. That is the domestic gross. And in worldwide gross, we have $256 million. It has actually made over $256 million so far. That means many people took to the theaters to actually watch this movie. And on opening weekend, it made over 56 million. Now, this is exciting because everybody, if you love action, I like the way the knives were flying everywhere. It was just so awesome. Like, Keanu Reeves is back again, and this is actually the third part of the movie. So if you haven't gone to the cinemas to actually watch this movie, you really do need to go. And the next one on number 5 is actually my all-time favorite, How to Train Your Dragon. This is the part 3 of this.
It's a hidden dragon.
If you love cartoon, you love the first part, you love the second part, and there's actually a series that came out of this cartoon. I think How to Train Your Dragon is just super, super exciting, and so far it has made a domestic gross of $160, and it is topping the chart as the number 5 movie. And also worldwide, it has made $519 million already. And on opening night, it made $55 million. Now, you want to watch this movie because I'm sure everybody that loves a good cartoon, loves the Dragon Tale, wants to go and watch this movie. Now, if you haven't seen it already, it's actually out of the cinemas. You can actually go and watch it now. Now, on my number 4 is a horror movie. Now, when I saw this movie, I was a bit, okay, where exactly are we going with this? Now, the movie was totally awesome. It had so much tension. I was at the point, I was like, oh, when the other family showed, I was like, oh my god, this movie is real. It was so scary. And that this movie has made over $175 million already. Now, this is just awesome because it is topping the chart. I'm still wondering, okay, for me, I felt at my bias, I kind of felt okay. I didn't know many people would actually take to the theaters and actually watch this movie. Now, on my number 3 is my all-time favorite. I like to sing this one, A Whole New World. Now, we all watched Aladdin as children. We love the idea of having a genie that the answers are 3 wishes. Now, I love to watch Aladdin. Now, when I watched this movie, I was like, oh my god, they almost replicated everything from the cartoon. I mean, when Aladdin showed as Prince of Ababwa, I was like, oh my god, this scene is just super, super awesome. Now, this movie has made over $235 million already. Now, it came out just May 24th. I mean, this is not even up to 2 weeks the movie came out, and it has already made over $235 million already. Now, the worldwide gross that it has made is $615 million over and above. Now, this movie just came out. That means it's gonna keep growing and growing and getting higher and higher. I'm just super excited because I love the movie and I would love to go back and watch it again. Now, on my number 2. Now, we all remember how we anticipated watching Captain Marvel, my number 2 movie that is actually the highest selling movie so far, and people are still going to the theaters to watch this movie, is Captain Marvel. Now,
the future.
One of the reasons why this movie sold so much was because everybody kept anticipating the movie. Even though it kind of had some bad reviews, I still think many people actually decided to watch the movie. Now, that is just another thing. Now so far it has made $426 million already, and worldwide it has made over $1 billion. Can you imagine? That means many people really was anticipating watching this movie. Now, Brie Larson wasn't, well, for me, it wasn't all that, but I believe that many people like me went to the theaters to actually see the movie, and even if the expectations were not met, but it was totally worth it. This movie is still hitting it, and it just came out in March. And just imagine what will happen by December. Now, moving to my number 1 movie. It is the movie of all time. It is the movie that was anticipated that would kick Titanic off the chart as number 1 for the last 2 decades. It is definitely Avengers Endgame. Now, Avengers Endgame was anticipated by everybody. I mean, everyone took to the theaters to actually watch Avengers Endgame. We all wanted to see what the go back in time was going to talk about. We all was anticipating. And then to see that, oh, so sad, Iron Man actually died. I almost cried. But now this movie has already made $825 million already. Now that's just in the US. Now imagine how much it has made worldwide. Now wait for it. It has made $2 billion already, and it just came out last month. Now you want to watch this movie because for me the anticipation was so much. Now if you haven't watched these movies already, you need to go to the theaters and actually watch this movie. Now, we have had an awesome time talking about the top 10 highest movies that came out so far in 2019 from January till now. We had movies like Glass, we had movies like Aladdin, we had movies. Now, one of them, I'm not actually surprised that Avengers Endgame is topping the chart because we've all been anticipating these movies. Now, if there's any movie you actually haven't seen in this top 10 charts that I have just said today, you want to go back and watch it. Now, this is the end of the show. Till I come your way next week, where we will talk about the top 5 movies you should be watching in June. Don't go anywhere. Follow us on our YouTube channel on TSLNigeria TV. My name is Ejiro Omoigiade. Till we meet again, it's a bye for now.